Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my budgeting plan and system for 2023. I'm super excited to share it with you. It is something that I created. I'm going to link it down below for you. You can purchase it, download it, and give it a try yourself. So if you are ready to conquer your budget in 2023, then make sure to keep watching. I'm going to make this really simple and easy for you. If y'all don't know, I did do a budgeting course a couple of years ago. I guess it was like a year ago or 2 years ago. And in this budgeting course, I had students. I helped them with their budget and saving money, helping them get out of debt. And even though I'm not doing the course anymore, this is still something that I like to help people with and something that I like to do in my own life. Whether I'm doing this for YouTube or not, my husband and I always have a budget and we always like to save money no matter how much money we're making. So I thought that it would be a great idea to just share with y'all the system, and it could be something that y'all apply in your own life as well. I only have it as a downloadable right now, but I am looking for ways to publish it into like a small little planner. If y'all have any ideas of how and where I could publish it, please comment down below. I'm trying to find something that's easy, made in America, and just a simple process. So if y'all have any ideas, let me know down below. But I'm going to get started sharing with y'all the budget that I created from scratch. I'm super excited. This is a budget that I've done for years, but I came up with like my own format when I was doing Budget Fix Academy. Just used lots of different other people's over the course of, I don't know, the last 8 years, 9 years myself, and I found a system that I really like. So I'm going to get into that. Let's take a look. First of all, I bought this binder at Target. Isn't it cute? I will try to find it and link it down below. But all you're gonna need to do this is some sort of binder. I just found a cute little one. This was like $5, and everything down below is gonna be linked. It is $5 off right now since I'm launching it. I thought I would do that for y'all. It's under $20. It's $19.99 right now. And you're gonna be getting the downloadable to your email. So once you purchase it, there's no shipping because I'm not shipping you anything. Once you purchase it, you will get an email. So you need to look in your spam if it's not there, but you need to look for an email from me. With the downloadable, then you can download it and print them in black and white, or you can print them in color. So I'm gonna show you what I did. Bought a cute binder, first step. And then the next thing you're gonna need, well, you don't have to. You could print on cardstock. I just printed on regular paper, and I got page protectors. So that would be the next step if you want this to last the whole entire year. So the name of the planner is Budget, Plan, and Live Life. And the reason why I named it this is because lots of people feel like when they budget, they don't live life, like they don't have fun, they can't spend money. And that's actually the opposite. When I budget, I spend money wisely, but I still allow myself money to spend. So that's a misconception that lots of people have, but just because you budget doesn't mean you're spending money, okay? So that's why I named it this, so that you can still feel like you're living life and having fun, but you're on a budget, trying to make smart financial choices too. This does come in like an intro to the year package at the front. So I'm gonna go over that. Then I will show you what each month looks like, show you all of it. It's really simple and easy. And then I will show you like how I actually do it if I'm budgeting. Okay guys, so at the beginning of your budget, there are going to be a couple of different sheets of paper that you are going to work through to plan the beginning of your year. Even if you are buying this later and it's March, I would still sit down and do this. Even though it's not January, it doesn't really matter. You can pick this up at any point of the year, okay? So you have your cover page, first thing. Then you're going to have a passwords page. I just thought that this was helpful, a way to help keep your life organized. If you have passwords for like websites and things like that, You're gonna put the website, your username and password. It's just a way to help you be organized. So when I use the page protectors, I like to do them double-sided. So on the back of this one is important dates. So you're just gonna jot down important dates throughout the year that financially keeping up with would help you. So like when you get your car inspected every year, that is an expense that's not normal every month, but you need to keep that in mind. Maybe you buy Amazon Prime. Well, once a year, you're gonna have to fork over $120 or so. That's an expense, an important date that I would write down. Birthdays, anniversaries, times whenever you're gonna be spending extra money, I would write those dates down. So it's just a place for you to be organized with expenses, things coming up in the year. Okay, so the next one is debts. If you need more than this, you're just gonna make another copy of that page and put it behind it or on the back side. So for debts, you're gonna sit down and look at all of your debts that you have. What is the debt? So maybe it's car. How much is left on the loan? What is your monthly payment? And what is the interest rate? Write down every single one of your debts, okay? You can attack your debts going by the smallest amount on the loan or the highest interest rate. You can look up Avalanche or Debt Snowball and decide that for yourself, whichever one, but write all your debts down so you know what you need to pay off first. All right, the next page you're going to get is current savings. So your current savings, you're going to write what that account is called or what it's for. So maybe you have a Christmas account or emergency savings or a car account. And then you're gonna write down how much you actually have in there right now. And then the interest rate on that account. Savings goals, okay? This is different. This is what do I need to save for in the year that I currently am not, or if you already are, what does that goal need to be? So maybe you only have $2,000 in your emergency savings and in the year you want to get it to $6,000. That's going to be a goal that you would need to sit down with your spouse or partner, sit with them and figure out what that needs to be, and then throughout the year you're going to be working towards that. Here's another one that's fun I threw in for y'all. This is a Christmas sinking fund. Now these are ornaments and down here is your key. So your key is going to be whatever you decide each ornament is going to be worth. So let's say each ornament is worth $50. Okay, there's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16. Why can't I do that in my head? 16 times 50. If you filled up all of these ornaments with $50, you would have $800 at the end of the year. That's why it's called a sinking fund. It's something that you just do monthly over the year, pretend like you don't notice it, and then at the end of the year you have $800 ready for Christmas. Maybe you can do 100, that would be $1,650. This is just something that you would do once you save that money. Maybe you want to take it in cash, put it somewhere in your house, even though that's technically not safe, but people do it. Color in that ornament whenever you're done, put it on your freezer as motivation. You can do this for anything, it doesn't just have to be for Christmas, but color it up as you go so you can see how much you have left for the year. I find these little coloring pages really motivating. You can do this for literally anything, any type of debt, anything you want to save for, and it's a good visual. All right, and then the next thing is going to be the weekly meal plan. I love this page. There is a section for each day of the week, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All you're gonna do is print this out at the beginning of your week. You're gonna write down your week's activities or look at your calendar and write down what's going on and how that may affect your meal plan. So personally, what I like to do when meal planning is for the week, I pick one breakfast. So that week, maybe I'm making a breakfast casserole on Sunday and it's gonna last the whole week. And the other option is going to be oatmeal. Okay, so I will buy that for that week. We also have cereal and Pop-Tarts and all that stuff. Okay, lunch, maybe it's sandwiches, maybe it's chicken nuggets and fries, mac and cheese one day, corn dogs one day. You plan that out. Dinner, the same thing. Okay, maybe one night's leftovers, one night you're gonna eat out, 5 meals you need for the week. One of those nights you have to go to a basketball game, so you can't cook. So you're gonna need a crock pot meal, or you're gonna need a budget to eat out that night. Maybe that's the night that you eat out, okay? So this is just something that you can print and plan for yourself. And then the last thing in the beginning part is a grocery list template. I do not have mine printed right now, but it's just a template you print out, and it's divided up by like produce, meat, dairy. You can print it and take it with you to the grocery store whenever you're grocery shopping. Write things down on it as you find that you need it whenever you are shopping. So that is the beginning part of the planner. Now I'm gonna show you what is in every monthly planner. I'm gonna start by showing y'all February. It is January, or about to be January, and I've already written in the January part, so just gonna keep that private. I'm gonna show y'all February. So every single month is the same. They are different colors for different months. So at the beginning of every single month is a goal planning sheet. So there is 3 goals a month that you can shoot for. You don't have to do 3 a month. You could just do 1 or 2. So maybe your first goal is no excess spending, okay, outside of your budget. Okay, so if that's your goal, you write it in the pink. Step 1. How are you going to make that goal happen or prevent it from happening, right? What are you gonna do to prevent excess spending? Maybe you need to remove some apps off your phone, not check your email for sales. Maybe you need to take cash out for spending if that helps you. Hold yourself accountable with your spouse, things like that. Another goal could be debt related. Maybe you are really close to paying off one of your debts. So that goal that month is to take your extra money and pay that off. Maybe it's savings related, put more on your Christmas sinking fund, whatever it is, write that down here. If you need more than 3, which I don't think you should do more than 3, just focus on 3. You could print another one of these if you needed. Okay, so the next one is the bill calendar. These are blank monthly templates. So you would just write down when the first of the month is and when the last day is. This is a template. Not everybody is gonna find this helpful. I like to write this down, and what I do is I write down the day of the month that bills are due. Most of mine are auto draft. I still like to know when that money's coming out so I can look in my account and be prepared. So you would just write down like the 31st, mortgage due, water bills due on the 12th, whatever it is, like that. All right, then you're gonna get another calendar, but this is for meal planning, okay? So you're gonna write down the days in the month, and this is my favorite. You're going to plan whether it's weekly, maybe you get your groceries every 2 weeks. You're gonna write down the main dish. So that's what I do. The breakfast and lunch and dinner I do on that other planning sheet, but this is just an overview as well. I will write down Monday night spaghetti, Tuesday night basketball game, Wednesday night we're having meatloaf, Thursday night we're having nachos. Write it all down, and as I'm writing it, I will have that grocery list be writing down what I need as I go throughout the month. Okay, then whenever it comes to the next Sunday or the next time I'm meal planning, I will continue writing out the meals that I need. This is gonna help with excess spending at the grocery store. This is also gonna help keep you organized. And then you can also do shelf cooking nights where you just look in your pantry, find meals from there and cook as well. Also do leftovers, put on here if you know you're gonna eat out so that you can plan that in your budget as well. And then with the meal planning, you would also print out those weekly planners if you find that helpful, and then write down what you are doing that week for breakfast, that week for lunch, dinner, activities like that. All right, the next one is the fun one. This is the budget. I will actually do like a mock-up version in just a few seconds of how to actually do this, but it's broken up very simply. This is where your income is. This is your savings. This is your spending. All of the spending categories, and these are all of your bills. And I will show you how to do that in a second. And then it shows your end amount here. And I just do want to say, if you get paid weekly or bi-weekly, you would just print this out that many times. We get paid monthly, so I just do this once a month, but if you get paid bi-weekly, you would do this every 2 weeks. All right, the next one is just a bill log. You could do this and the calendar, or just one or the other. You're just gonna be writing down the bill name, so maybe it's water bill, the amount, how much you're budgeting for, and then when you paid it. So let's say the water bill, my amount that I actually paid was $98. Maybe I budgeted $150 and I paid it on the 1st of the month. And I write these down as I pay my bills, so I know I already paid that bill, that's already out of my budget. So it's just another way to keep your bills organized. So you may not need the calendar part. Maybe you like this better. Then this is another one that I find very, very helpful. It's an expense tracker. So if you use your debit card, this is essentially the same thing. I do it anyways. If you are very seriously budgeting, this helps keep you accountable. So all you're gonna do, these are not bills, okay? This is spending. You're gonna write down the date, what you bought, so maybe you went to Walmart, the amount, and what spending category it was. Well, maybe this was personal, so me. Maybe it was kids. Maybe it was eating out. You spent money at Whataburger. You're just tracking how much you're spending throughout the month, but this is not bills. So you can look at this, easily log into your bank account and see the same things. This is a way to keep it separate. If you were a cash person, so like this month, we knew that in between December and January, there's usually a lot of spending. We don't want to go into the new year using a credit card. We want to be wise with our money. So from December to January, we're using cash. So I can write on here what I'm using my cash for. So I use 20 of it here, 30 of it here. Just a way to keep track of your spending. Again, not everyone's gonna wanna do this. It's helpful, it really, really is. I encourage you to do this for like 1 month and just see where all your money is. It's very interesting. And then the last part for the month is your spending summary. So this is going to come in handy with your expense tracker in your bill log, okay? So at the end of your month, you're gonna look back at your budget and you're gonna write down the different categories. You are going to choose those categories. One category is me, spouse, kids, eating out, fun money, whatever categories you have, you're gonna write that down. You're gonna look back in your month, add up how much you spent in each category, and then you're gonna write down the allotment that you gave yourself. So this could be only personal spending. It does not have to be bills. You could do all of it. Print another page if you need to. So this is what's helpful, because let's say that you plan to spend $200 eating out as a family, but when you went back and added it all up, you actually spent $350. This will show you, hey, you went over budget $150. Why do you need to up your budget? What did you have going on that month? Yada, yada, yada. Just a helpful reflection back into the month. And so this is meant to help teach you to learn from it, so that next month you don't make those same mistakes. When you print it all out and use sheet protectors, it is pretty thick. I have mine printed out for the whole entire year. You do not have to print it out all at once. If you want to save on ink, you can just do it monthly. Get yourself a cute binder and keep this with you. Do it every single day. Look at your bank account every day. Look at your spending every day. Don't go blindly into your month spending. Have a planning night at the beginning of every month to get your money in order. If you're gonna take out cash, get your cash, get some white envelopes, start writing on those envelopes what you're spending, and this is gonna help you be more responsible. It's nothing fancy, it's supposed to be something that you can keep up with yourself. I'm going to share with y'all how to do a mock budget if you have never done one before or with this system. So I'm gonna share that with y'all next. So here we go. All right, so here is a mock budget for February. So all I did was create 2 incomes. The first income is $5,000. The second income is $2,500. Add them up. This section is very simple. Then you're gonna look at your savings. If you are someone who tithes 10%, you would take that out. Maybe you're gonna save $50 for Christmas and then put $100 away into regular savings. Add up your total, that would be $900. Then you're gonna come over here to the bills. Most people probably have more bills than this, but you're going to do your house or rent, water, trash, cell phone, $200, internet, $100, car payment, $300, maybe you have a credit card bill for $200, gas bill, $50, electricity, $250, daycare, $600, yada, yada, yada. Keep going with your bills and then total them at the bottom. Then you're gonna come over here to these spending categories. This is where this is gonna get personal and it's gonna be different for everybody. You're gonna decide what you spend on groceries a month. So put what you think. Maybe it's too much and you know it, but go with what you're starting with, and then next month you can adjust. How much you're gonna spend on gas for your vehicles. Give yourself some personal spending money of $100 or $50, whatever you can do. Kids, so this is stuff that the kids may need money for school, events, anything like that. You can make it as personal as you want. Another personal spending, if there is someone else in the family. Eating out money, fun money, any category here that is not a bill but is money that you spend. Maybe you send money to the cafeteria every month for your kids to eat. Put it here, okay? And then total it at the bottom. So you have 3 categories besides income. You have savings, bills over here, and personal spending. You're gonna take those 3 categories and then at the bottom, you're gonna add them up. Your income, you're gonna add up the spending, the bills, and the savings. Subtract them, and this is gonna be your difference. This difference, hopefully there's a difference. If there's not, you're gonna need to adjust. Whoa, really zoomed in. Okay, so this difference here at the bottom is gonna be different for everybody. If there is not a difference, there is some overspending happening. You're gonna need to take a look at it yourself though. Maybe it's an income problem. Maybe you're not making enough money to be able to afford the way you're living. So you're either going to need to adjust your living or try to find more ways to make money. This money down here that you circle, your difference, put it on your debt. Get rid of your debt. Put it into savings, okay? If you don't have debt, savings, invest, do something with it. That's smart, okay? So this is just a basic way on how to budget. This is the way that I think is the simplest. Spending, bills, savings. That's it, okay? So this can be done monthly, bi-monthly, weekly. You'll just need to keep track of what bills you're paying with which payment. But it's really simple and easy. Everything in this binder is made to be as easy as possible. There should be no confusion happening here with this budget, okay? I made it simple like this so that anyone can be able to follow it. I'm going to leave all of the details down below, and I hope that y'all find this helpful for yourself. It is $5 off right now, so you can click the link and then it will get sent to you in your email and you will be able to download it. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope that y'all enjoy. If you do purchase it, let me know down below. You can always email me here with questions about the budgeting and how to do it if you're having trouble. Always come back to this video for reference, and I will see y'all next time. Bye, everybody, and Happy New Year.